My ultimate hope for the young readers is recognizing the role that each one of us has to play in helping America become the country that we say we are and that we want to be. And it's not something that we can just take for granted that it will happen on its own, but it's really going to take concerted action and conscious decisions on each of our parts to I think help our country achieve its greatest potential. And so it was really important to me to highlight and uplift not only the stories of the African Americans that have been largely forgotten by history, but also the white Americans that really believed strongly in the words in our founding documents and the principles in our founding documents that all people are created equal, and at great personal risk really try to make that a reality. And so one of my favorite people in the book is United States Senator from Massachusetts, Charles Sumner. And he's someone who I think very early on in his career saw the hypocrisy between America's rhetoric and its actions. And in the late 1840s, I think it was, he was a lawyer before he was a United States Senator. He was a lawyer in Massachusetts, and he took on the case of a Black family who wanted their daughter to be able to go to her neighborhood school that was all white. And so that's, another, like, it's fascinating that here we are 100 years before Brown versus Board of Education. We have people fighting for the same things, for the same basic rights. And he did not win his court case, and he actually fought that case alongside a prominent African American attorney in Massachusetts as well, one of the first Black attorneys. And they didn't win their court case, but they won the sympathies of the Boston community. And Boston ended up they passed an ordinance, and they were one of the first cities in the nation to have a law that made it illegal for schools to be segregated by race. And so I feel like that's just a great example of Americans, really coming together and seeing each other as as one, instead of seeing all of our divisions, seeing how we can support one another and make sure that everyone does have access to the same great opportunities. And so, yeah, so I really wanted to highlight Senator Sumner. There are other Congress people, and then also in the present, I wanted young white children to be able to see a place for themselves. Like, what I didn't want this story to be is a Black versus white story, because it's not what it is. I think this story is a American values versus, a not American values story. And it's like, where do you want to stand on that? And so I think there's room for everyone to be willing to speak up for what I think are the best of our American values. And that part of that is looking out for our fellow citizens and making sure that, people have equal access to the opportunities that we would want for ourselves.
This author interview was produced through a partnership of the Grateful American Foundation and WETA. For more author interviews, please visit adlit.org.